So initially we set out to catch some trout today, but weather conditions weren't good for trout fishing. It was really windy and overcast, and they just weren't biting. Everybody I talked to was not having any luck. So we came over here and fished in the canal, and took a little bit, but we finally got hooked up here, and we got a pretty nice smallmouth on as we climbed down here to land it. Fishing with the bobber and 1/8 ounce jig with a 2-inch Cinco on it, and we hooked up with a pretty nice smallmouth for this canal. One of the nicer smallmouths I've caught in quite a while, 'cause I don't catch very many smallmouths normally, but this is the second one this year, I believe, that I've caught, and this one's pretty decent sized. Not too shabby. Beautiful brown bronze back there. So we release it back into the canal here. Really windy day, so I'm just letting that, even on this little canal, there's some pretty good wave action going on, because it is really blowing out here. 20-30 mile an hour winds. And so we hook up with another fish here, and this time we got a nice walleye. Not bad at all for this canal. I usually catch pretty small ones out of here, but this one's pretty decent sized. Get it back in the canal here and get back to fishing, and do a little micro fishing now. Got a little green sunfish. These little boogers are pretty aggressive. Little tiny green sunfish. They got some pretty colors on them, but just a little tiny one. Get back to fishing, hook up again, and this is more like the normal size walleye I catch out of here. Not very big. Maybe 9 or 10 inches. Just a little walleye. Bag it goes, and we get back to fishing here. And missed that fish. Got snagged on a rock here. Keep on fishing, and boom. Another one gets off. There's just a little, kind of a ditch. It's got some rock in it. I think these fish are hiding underneath these rocks. And we're hooked up with a pretty good fish here. I believe this is going to be a walleye or a smallmouth. Looks like a walleye. Got another pretty nice walleye on. Get this fish in here. Only fishing this about probably 18 inches underneath the bobber. This water's pretty clear right now, so I can see even with these overcast conditions, I can see that chartreuse head on that jig when it's in pretty close to me here. So a lot of times I see the bite before the bobber even goes down. As we hook up with another little green sunfish. Doing some multi-species angling here today. Got the green sunfish, the walleye, and the smallmouth so far. See what else we can catch in here. So we got another pretty good fish on here. Looks like another walleye. Another walleye in the canal. Again, it's pretty decent size for in here. We'll let this fish go and get back to fishing. A little while later. And we got one playing with it here. Boom. Got him. What do we got here? We got us a rock bass. That's the first rock bass I've ever caught out of here, I believe. Just a little guy, but another species on the day. Gets us up to 4 species now. As we get back to fishing. Getting a bite here, got a little fish on, not sure what it is, but it gets off. Throw it right back out. I can see the fish take it before the bobber even moves. And it's another little green sunfish. And this one ate it pretty good. Pretty aggressive. As this fish swallowed it way down in his throat. I have to get the pliers out to get this one off, I believe. So we'll grab our pliers here. Get this little fish unhooked. See, he's got it way down in there. Not a real big mouth on this little fish, so it's not real easy to get him off, but get him off and get him back in and get back to fishing. So we hook up again, and again it's a little green sunfish. This one flops right off, so we got to climb down here and get it back in the water. Get him a little help here, flip him back in. So we change spots to another hole, and we hook up with our 5th species of the day. We got a nice black crappie on here. Pretty decent black crappie. Get this fish back in the water. Gonna throw out, I know there's some trees or brush along this other bank on the other side from fishing here before, so just let it drift down along this cover on the other bank. The wind is really blowing it, pushing it along here. And up here, you can see it gets real shallow. There's kind of a rock shelf. And when that bobber gets up there close to that shelf, we end up catching the big one of the day. Just letting that bait drift with the wind. And pretty soon here, our bobber is going to disappear. And we are going to hook up with a nice smallmouth bass here. This fish is really fighting. Chopper! We got a nice smallmouth on here. This fish is going crazy. Really nice smallmouth for this canal. And this is probably the fattest smallmouth bass I've ever caught. This thing is a football for sure. Look at the gut on this thing. Big fat belly on it. Probably a female full of eggs. I accidentally dropped her there, but she's alright. Get a hold of her and get her back in. So I hope you enjoyed this canal fishing. It was a lot more fun than not catching any trout, I'll tell you that much. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.